Um, this person is saying that recently someone shared that you visited them in your dreams, in their dreams, and you said that the experience was real.
Yes.
That excited me because you visited me in my dreams a short while back, and I woke up with gratitude but doubted the experience. Will you talk to us more about these visits?
Quite often, the idea of having an interaction with any of you involves a previous interaction in non-physical reality, in the astral state, the dream state. So the idea is that it's kind of like setting up on your life path that these kinds of interactions will happen. Whether they happen physically or over electronic medium doesn't make a difference. The idea is that you're interacting with us and we're interacting with you. And therefore, very often, we will have preliminary interactions to set things up, to lay them out, so that they will then manifest more easily in physical materiality. So it's quite common for us to interact and contact many of you in the dream or aware states on higher planes before it actually manifests in physical reality.
Okay, thank you. And once our vibration is high enough to achieve fourth density, will the veil be lifted so that we're able to remember all of our other incarnations on Earth and elsewhere?
Well, there will be more opportunity for that, but it will still depend on whether it's relevant for you to remember them. You don't necessarily have to remember all of them. So when you are in spirit, then yes, you can access all of it. But in physical reality, even when you are operating in what we call the frequency of fourth density, it may not necessarily always be relevant to access every single incarnation you've ever had, but you will certainly have more capacity to access the ones that are relevant for this life path.
Okay, and when a person passes onto another dimension, how long do they stay there before possible reincarnation? And once incarnated, can we still send messages to them?
Yes, you can always send messages, and some part of them will always receive it. On average, though there are many exceptions depending on circumstances, on average, most souls will reincarnate in periods of about 80 to 100 years because the next lessons that they're laying out on a new life path probably won't necessarily be capable of being experienced unless the society that they're reincarnating into has changed sufficiently to allow for those experiences to happen. So many souls will wait for society on Earth to evolve to a point where the new lessons they want to learn are possible to have because of the changes that the society has then gone through in that amount of time. So that's an average. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean that a soul can't reincarnate very quickly. It just depends on the reason, the purpose, the circumstances as to why they might choose to do so.
So in order for a person to incarnate, basically all the elements of what they are going to put in their life plan need to be accessible in a sense during their lifetime based on
Yes.
where the society is
Well,
also.
yes. Otherwise, what would be the point?
It's fascinating. You can even look back at childhood for people who are older and see how dramatically the society has changed from, when you were 10 years old or something
Yes.
like that.
Yes. That's why we are also saying that a lot of the children being born more recently are like a new species because there are so many more things available to them now and will become available to them during the lifetime that they will live in physical reality by being born more recently now.
And there's a lot of focus right now on immersive entertainment, and um, perhaps 20 years ago it would have seemed impossible to experience some of the things we can experience now, like in the sphere or those kinds of geographic or, I'm sorry, graphic representations of things
Yeah.
so that it's actually immersive. Can you say anything about just this change that has happened, that we've actually moved to a new level of that?
Well, yes, it's a step in the direction of understanding that you are in the ultimate immersive reality that you're creating, which you call physical reality. So the idea is that the more real your immersive entertainment seems, in a sense, the less difference there will be between the idea of what you experience as physical reality and what you experience as something you have created. Therefore, blurring the lines so that you understand that even physical reality is being created by your consciousness as the ultimate immersive experience.
Wonderful. What is the actual difference between seeing spirits with your eyes in your living room and seeing spirits on the astral plane? Is there a difference? And if so, why?
Well, yes, there's a vibrational frequency difference because if you're seeing them on the astral plane, you have taken yourself to their territory vibrationally. You are less physical. You have raised your frequency to the point where you can interact with relatively non-physical entities. Whereas if you see them in your physical reality, then they've come to you. They've lowered their vibrational frequency to make themselves more perceivable by your physical senses. So the difference is in vibrational frequency. And in the first case, you've gone to their territory. And in the second case, they have come to your territory.
Okay, and this person wants to know what they should do if it's their highest excitement to talk to someone, but the person they want to talk to doesn't want them around.
Well, number one, make sure that it's actually representative of your excitement and not anxiety, because many people will disguise their anxiety as excitement, as an excuse to think that something must happen and must be real, but they're getting feedback from society that that's not necessarily the case. Therefore, you have to stop imposing assumptions on what it is you're experiencing as if you are labeling that just because I feel it this way, it must mean this, or that this has to happen in a certain direction. So this is the ability to practice not imposing societal expectations and insistences on the connections and attractions you may feel, because if you let them be what they truly are, you may realize that they're happening for a completely different reason, to teach you a lesson about something going on within yourself. More importantly than it is about actually connecting to that person in the way that you think the attraction should be allowing you to do so. Look for the lesson that's actually there, not the experience you think should be there.
Is that similar to the idea another person wrote in about meeting someone years ago that they thought was their soulmate and being so excited about having a relationship with that person, and then it didn't work out, and they
Yes.
are just confused about why they would be shown that this person was their soulmate, and then it,
Yes. Well, first and foremost, every single person you interact with is capable of reflecting to you what you need to learn as the lessons you laid out on your life path, which in a sense makes everyone that you interact with at that moment your soulmate. So we would suggest, although we understand what people on your planet mean by that, we would suggest that you stop looking for the soulmate specifically in the form of one person and start really validating the value that you get out of every interaction you have with everyone being at that moment your soulmate, and therefore stop imposing societal expectations and insistences on the strength of the attraction, meaning that certain things must play out, because you may be completely missing the point of the relationship by imposing those artificial standards on it.
so in a circumstance like that, what would you, how would you define unrequited love? Because it sounds like that's one of the after effects that that person was experiencing.
Well, it's exactly what we just described. Unrequited love is not paying attention to the real reason that the relationship exists. It's a naive assumption that the feeling you have and the connection that you feel must mean a certain thing as imposed by the training you receive from society, as opposed to actually looking at it as it truly is for what the purpose is that it serves in your life for you to learn the lessons you need to learn, and therefore possibly serve the other in learning the lessons they need to learn. But remember, it's not always a one-to-one reflection. So being attracted to someone and not getting a response may simply be a reflection of the fact that they don't have as much to learn in that relationship as you do, but they're willing to provide themselves as a foil to have you bounce off of the connection you feel for them. But it's not really as much their lesson as it is your lesson, to learn from it what you need to move on and really become transparent to yourself about the fact that you may be imposing all sorts of definitions and understandings and misunderstandings about what the relationship is actually for, that will help put you in touch with the fact that you may have belief systems that don't work for you.